is Greta.
I'm Louisa.
Where's Lily?
What?
Right here.
Hello, detective.
Right here.
Yes, detective is right here. She was just lurking around.
Yeah,
Couldn't
just
see her.
exploring some of the
Clues.
Now I need to put these headphones on.
Oh, that's good luck with that. Looking
that
good.
Really funny.
You
Looking
look
very good.
Very, very
so
gorgeous.
Yeah, that's grotesque. That's the word.
Grotesque.
No, she looks detective-y.
Detective DJ. I like
Crazy
it.
mashup. All right.
Yeah.
What have
Okay.
you got for us today?
So, welcome everybody to Mystery Unsolved, the podcast where we dive deep into the most chilling and baffling cases around the world. Today, we're discussing the tragic and mysterious case of Gabby Petito.
Ooh. No, I'm actually asking who? I have no idea. I've never heard who.
Are you an owl?
Who?
I'm gonna give you guys the case file.
Oh, she has this very
my
professional
Wait,
case
I
file.
have
Red.
the red file where we have the elements of the case.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
First, I'm gonna give you
Oh my
guys the
God.
pictures, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna give you guys the clues later on, like the conspiracy theories and everything that's behind. So,
Thank you so much.
too good for you.
Oh, this is pretty recent.
Yeah, this is a 2021 case.
Wait, I think I might. I vaguely seem to recognize these images,
Honestly, no.
but I
The van.
think I was too traumatized to like
Actually, Petito.
continue
Yeah.
reading.
So, should we dive deep into the case?
Yes, please.
Yes.
So, Gabby Petito is a 22-year-old woman whose disappearance and murder shocked the world in 2021. What really happened on that cross-country trip? Could her death have been prevented? And what about the bizarre police stop just days before her death? Stick with us as we unravel the conspiracy theories, police missteps, and the nationwide manhunt for the suspect. So, I wanted to ask you guys if you guys know anything about the case, but you have previously said that you are a little bit familiar with it, not that much.
I think if this is what I think it was a girl and her boyfriend obviously traveling with a van through. I don't know where they were traveling, but I think it was quite off grid. I'm not sure about that, but I think they were content creators as well.
Why do you know so much?
I'm not sure if that was the case, but anyway, in the end, she suddenly. I'm trying to like piece the puzzle pieces together, but
It's okay.
I
can do
think
it
she
after.
was. There were theories hinting that she was murdered by her boyfriend, because I remember that they were also stopped by police. Like
She knows a lot.
Yeah, where are you getting all this information from?
I don't know. I just stumbled upon it because it was quite big, but they were stopped by the police. I don't think the police even like got them out of their car, but in the end, he let them go on a notice, let them go on a warning, but then eventually I think there were no updates on their content channel. I'm really. It seems like a vague fever dream to me, like, but I do kind of recognize some of these images, especially the van in the bushes with the arrow eye.
You know quite a lot about the case.
Bush.
Yeah, points for me.
But as in like you have a lot of information, but there's way more
You
to
don't
I'm
know.
really
unravel.
excited to get like the details,
Yes.
because this case like was very eerie and confusing to me.
Yes.
So
For sure it was.
I'm very excited to see what
Yeah.
you have like got in store for us.
Yeah. So, let's begin. So, before we talk about what happened with the mystery or the murder, we should talk about how she grew up or who Gabby Petito really was. So Gabby was born on March 19th, 1999 in Blue Point, New York. She was the oldest of six siblings and had a deep love for traveling. She was very outgoing and smiley and very overall a positive girl. She, from a young age, wanted to be a content creator. She wanted to kind of travel around and have fun with her life. In high school, she met Brian Laundrie.
Laundry. Brian Laundry.
That's
the
an
name when
interesting last name.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
horrible.
It's
Laundry.
very
Is that the
weird.
guy that maybe
Yeah, he's the first suspect, honestly, with this
Oh,
name.
should Brian Laundry be put in the laundry himself?
Damn.
You can get those evil thoughts washed out of his head.
You sound like a ChatGPT coming up with.
Maybe,
no.
yeah. It's me,
no.
ChatGPT.
Oh, you're ChatGPT.
Sorry
So-
about that, guys.
No, it's
Let's
okay.
edit that out.
Nope. So in high school, these two met, and after high school, years later, they reconnected, and they started dating in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
The two got engaged in 2020, and they
A year later.
a year later, very fast. And it was also really interesting because he didn't really have a ring, so he just asked.
Bruh.
Yeah, it was no, I'm
Broke.
not. Yeah, it was. He had some weird things going on. They decided to go on a trip across the U.S. That was her dream. She has been dreaming about this for years, I think, and she decided to start making videos of her traveling. So she, as previously said, she wanted to be a content creator. And
Yes.
Good
yes.
job.
Got it.
And,
1 point.
In July of 2021, Gabby and Brian set off from Blue Point, New York, to go on a trip of their lifetime. So they started documenting their journey. They went with a Ford Transit van, and they traveled through Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming, sharing a picture-perfect life of traveling.
I already,
Yeah, the white van
that's
is just-
also what I wanted to comment. I never really liked the vans that don't have any windows in the back.
Yeah, it
it's
wasn't
like
a
I
van.
am-
So,
I think it wasn't like a they
Converted
bought
it?
they converted this. So this wasn't supposed to be
Originally.
a van. They converted it into
yeah. Wait.
They worked
A
a
lot
lot.
of people actually
How do you do that?
do that, but often they do have more windows, but
but they did.
depends on,
Yes, they did like the inside, the interior. They
Mm.
recreated everything. They put a lot of effort, especially she put a lot of effort into
Mhm.
recreating this, and he was happy to support her.
In what way?
In this
Yeah,
journey,
you're doing
they
a
both
great
wanted
job,
to.
sweetie.
Good with the planning. Wow.
Man.
So everything was fine in July. In August, it seemed fine. They were posting on social media, and everything seemed normal. Gabby was in regular contact with her family during the trip. She would check in every like 2-3 days. She was really close with her mother, but suddenly the contact stopped. Like in August, the end of August, she stopped contacting her parents, and after 10 days, they got really, really anxious. Of course, a mom gets anxious if her daughter doesn't call
Yeah.
and text, but she was kind of aware that they are going through national parks where there's little to
Service.
no service. Yes.
Mhm.
So August 30th was the last day.
They
She
called?
reached out.
Mm.
August 25th was the last time that they called. But 30th was the last time that she would get a hold of her daughter. So I have more papers. I want to give it to you now so you guys can see key details of.
So scared for her.
Here you go.
This is like actually my nightmare.
Just Just
Yes.
don't go on a road trip in America.
Yes.
The US
that's,
is no. Oh, that's
that's
good.
a good advice. So,
Road trip.
Life advice there, guys.
My mom would disagree, but I'll
Af-
convince her.
Has she?
No, she really loves the US, but I'm like,
no, that's a red
Like,
flag. No.
Yeah. no, she loves New York mostly.
Yeah,
Also
there
horrible.
There are pretty places in America. I'm not
Sure,
gonna
but-
say.
The dreams are made. Yeah.
But, so the couple was not heard of for 10 days, more than 10 days, I think 11 days. And then Gabby's parents decided to contact the laundry's parents because
Sorry.
Don't laugh.
No, I'll grow up.
because
I'll grow up.
because they were worried for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So they texted them and they did not get any reply from
The
either
laundry
of
family?
them. None of them.
Oh, so the laundry family contacted the
No, Gabby's parents.
contacted the laundry family
Yes.
and they didn't get any reply.
They didn't reply.
Oh shit.
That's red flag number
Wait.
one.
You mean like none of the
family members.
family members from Brian?
Yep.
But did they contact like the mom?
and the dad?
Ah.
And there was this one interesting thing that the mother said in one of the interviews.
Which mother?
Was that Gabby's mother?
Okay.
That she texted Brian's mother the first time, and then the second time it went through as if she was blocked or something. Because in iPhones you get a blue message when you send it to somebody, and then it becomes green when it's like either removed from your contact or something, or you're blocked. So they never responded. They got suspicious, and they didn't really want to wait any longer, so they contacted the police and filed the missing persons report. The policeman went to the laundry family's house, and it was very the police went to the laundry family's house, and the parents they said no comment on the whole situation. The police were asking, and they were like, no comment. I'm not going to tell you anything. You can talk to my attorney, though. Yes.
They basically called upon the right. You have the right to remain silent.
The Fifth
right?
Amendment or
Yep.
what?
The Fifth Amendment, yeah. And there were some other red flags. The van was in the driveway
Of their home.
Yes.
Oh.
This was, I think, August. No. This was September 10th, I think, somewhere around that. And they didn't say anything about Gabby. So they said no comment on that. But you can talk to my attorney. They talked with the attorney. It turns out that the van belongs to Gabby, so they could take the van away.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, when the parents heard that Brian's home and the van is also home, but Gabby has not contacted them for 10 days, they grow very suspicious and very scared for their daughter. So, you guys see on the documents that, or in the paper I just gave to you, they're the key dates that were later found out. On August 12th in 2021, Gabby and Brian are stopped by a police in Moab, Utah, after a domestic violence call. This is the call that Lily was mentioning. It's very interesting that there is a video about
the police stopping them.
the police stopping them. Yes,
That is
it's a very,
weird.
very
That's
famous.
what I remember.
Yes. It's a very famous video. It's just a 1.5 hour long video. And it's basically them having a fight. Somebody called the police on them because he was punching her. And there were scratch marks on her and on him. And if you look at the photo there's evidence of her also being abused. They were in a fight, and it was kind of not well treated because she was the one who was the aggressor in the police's eyes, and he was sent away. Brian was sent away for a day, so they couldn't contact each other for a day because of the fight.
Or where
Like
was
the
he
police sent him to like a hotel to like relax for a day, and then Gabby was
chill down.
Yeah,
You
but
gotta-
also Gabby was like
Okay.
in the car, so in the van. She had to go away,
Oh.
and they couldn't contact each other for the day. And then the next day they could meet up again. But he was very suspicious because he was making jokes throughout. Gabby was crying throughout the whole 1 hour
Jesus.
footage. She was crying and she was distressed and anxious, and she was kind of, I don't know, in this weird state. And I just felt so sorry for her while I was watching the video, because it was just, I think, like after the fight, she was just feeling the feels, and I don't know. It was very, very, very.
And who recorded
unsettling.
that 1 hour 30
Oh,
minutes?
it's like a police
body
police.
cam.
Yeah, it's a
Body
body
cam.
cam. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
body cam. Like they have to have that.
Mm.
And
I'm
the
glad
parents,
they do.
the parents knew about the police, like
Stop.
the stop, but they
Yep.
didn't know that somebody called the police on them. They didn't see the police footage before, because that's like I think in September it was released, and the whole public knew about it, and everybody started gaining up, like it became such a big deal on TikTok. That's why I know about the case, and I also was so like on date with all of the information, because
You were living through
I
it
was
kind of.
living through it. I genuinely, I didn't hear about this later. I was watching with the whole world what
That's
was happening,
crazy.
and that's why I brought this case, because it's like the first case that I ever like watched
Oh,
through
wow.
and through.
That's
Live.
insane.
Yeah, watched live kind of what was happening.
I was gonna ask, like, who or why did someone call the police on them? Is there like they were too
Because
loud?
they saw them fighting. That's what I say. Like,
Oh,
they saw him punching her
Punching her.
But
In the car or outside the car?
outside of the car.
Okay, Jesus.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's why they were police called upon them.
Mm.
On the 17th of August, Brian had to go back to Florida for a few days. So he left Gabby alone for a few days. And that was also weird. Like, why would you have to go home for a few days and then come back?
How
I
did
don't know.
he go home?
With a plane, probably.
Oh, okay.
He was very suspicious.
Fucking weird.
And
wait, is Florida where his family lived?
Florida's where his family lives. Yeah.
Mhm.
New York is where her family.
Yeah.
Go back Plan some things there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Almost makes me suspicious he planned something with his family.
Yeah. 25th was when the mother talked the last time with her daughter, and on 27th they had their last like official text. Like when, of course, this is after more details were found out, but the police say that this is the last time for sure that she was the one answering, because there were surveillance cameras all around, of course, Wyoming, and they found like video footage of them still being alive. That was the last time she was seen on camera, and after that, no.
Damn.
In September, this is like the one that we're going through it like kind of chronologically. So we went back to August before she disappeared, because people are finding out when, like when the whole world is finding out about this. It's like, you know, they find out first about the camera or like the surveillance of the body camera footage of the police officers, and then they found like the video of them on the 27th, and that was the last time, yeah, they were seen. And on the 29th of August, there were two people that claimed that they took Brian Laundrie with their car from one place to another to get him back to his van. He specifically said that he's going back to his fiance and to his van. And on the 30th,
Wait,
sorry?
what? Huh? He wasn't he already supposed to be with his fiance?
No, because
or was that when he got back?
we didn't
from
know. Like
Florida?
this is no. This like he was alone on the 29th, and two people picked him up. We're gonna know more about that later, but this is just information that people were saying in September. These information were coming out, and then we're gonna piece the puzzles together later.
Nice.
So there were these odd things that weren't adding up. Why was he alone on the 29th without his fiance, going back to her? And it was all weird. And on the 30th, Gabby's mother gets a very interesting text from Gabby that already policemen say that probably wasn't her, but no service in Yosemite. And they were far away from Yosemite, so it was really weird that she texted that. And also, she texted, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." Stan is his grandfather. He never called his grandfather Stan, so that's also very suspicious that she would say Stan.
Wait, whose grandfather is this?
Gabby.
Gabby's.
So Gabby texted this to her mom. Very suspicious. Like these last two texts were like probably not him.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
Oh, why am I?
Pronouns.
So Gabby's parents believe that already at this point, like something is very, very wrong. They had their suspicions when they got the text, but they just, thought, oh, probably Brian just texted from the phone because she was driving or whatever.
Okay.
But after this, there were 10 days that she did not contact them. So later, we find out in September as well that when Brian first went home with the van, him and his parents and his sister went camping on a trip.
Wait, so that was August 17th when he flew back to Florida?
No.
Or-
No. That was when he finally arrived back with the van.
So that's
in
after
September?
August 30th.
Yes.
So like in September already,
Yes,
or like
yes, that was in
Oh.
September because yes.
that was after.
And
Okay.
did the Gabby's parents find this out when he got home?
Like remember
As soon as he got home, did they find out
no, that when the
that when he went on the
police
camping?
were searching more and more and more in September already into the case, that's when all of these details were coming out from August. And then in early September, this was already in early September, he arrived home early, like the 1st or 2nd of September. From Wyoming, he had to go back to Florida, so that's a long way. And then all of these information were coming out. Oh, his neighbors said that they went on a trip and they did have an extra van to go on a hiking trip with for a few days. Yeah, it was kind of like, I think, very suspicious that their family was going on a trip when all of these were unraveling. But at that point, I think the police already knew about the whole Gabby case. A few days go by, so this is already like September 15th, 14th, somewhere there. And they get a welfare check on Brian. Somebody calls up and says, oh, they heard gunshots from Brian's home in Florida and somebody should check up on them. They went to check up on the parents' house and the parents say that, oh, they haven't seen Brian for like the past few days. So now Brian's also missing.
Oh,
So-
lovely.
So both of them are missing at this point.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's getting very, very complicated. And everybody's frustrated. And police officers are like, how could he get out of their grip when they were like looking at the parents' house? They were like, they were policemen
Like constantly.
constantly
Look-
there.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
good.
they were like people who loved Gabby and who were in support of Gabby in front of the house, kind of like, tell where Gabby is,
Oh my
everybody
God.
was
Whoa.
yes, because they were mad that nobody's telling anybody. The parents are just going with their day as if nothing was happening, and they were acting very suspicious. It was
Didn't
just
the police like have them in lockdown or something?
no, because they didn't have anything to arrest them for. Gabby was just missing. They didn't know anything about them, so they couldn't arrest them. Everybody
my
was
God.
just there, and how could they escape? How could he escape? So,
yeah.
I wonder.
a lot of people think that he wasn't there in the first place because he never was shown on any video that he was there. But maybe he just sneaked out. We don't know. It's just so confusing. When the team of police officers got the chance to go and search for stuff in the house, they found evidence from like a note from Brian's mother to Brian that said the title was "Burn After Reading."
Bro
It-
did not burn it after reading.
Oh my god.
There were
Oh my
really
God.
bizarre things in the letter. It's also there on the photos.
Oh.
It said something in the lines of, if if you need to bury a dead body, I would come with shovels and help you.
Oh my
Like stuff like this, like being way too supportive of some act that is horrible, just made them look more suspicious. So red flag number 10,000.
I have an in-between question.
Yes.
If your child killed somebody,
Yeah.
would you still love them?
Oh.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Just something to think about to the viewers
Maybe
and
we
listeners.
we can talk about that at the end.
Okay.
If we would.
Until
Let's
then,
put a
just
pin
think-
in this.
Yeah,
And,
just
and then talk about that
think about it.
later, because I think, I don't know.
All right. Yes.
I
I'm
don't know
not
if I
sure
could.
either.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yep.
So after this, they were really concerned. So they like started going extra on finding Gabby, making sure that, we first need to find Gabby to have anybody in suspect or anybody to be a suspect. They need to find Gabby first. So they asked help from the community if they have any videos from Wyoming or anywhere where they were last seen. They should hand it to the police. And the police said anywhere from the 27th till the 30th of August, if they have any information or any video from where there are campsites near the national park or anything, just give it to them. And there was one family or one like YouTube family called Red, White, and Bethune, I think.
I thought you were gonna mention like the name of one of the
The royal
No.
books, Red, White, and
Royal
Royal Blue.
No, it's called Red, White, and Bethune. There's a photo of it on there, yes, where there's the car, yes. So on the 27th at 6 p.m. So like this was the day of when they were seen on surveillance cameras in the city. There was a camper van that had a GoPro on their car, and in one of their videos while she was editing, she saw that this
Whoa.
car, they drove next to this car, which was
insane.
Gabby's car. It was
Oh my god.
a Florida license plate. So this was really crucial to the investigation because they were searching on such a big
Territory or
territory, because her last message was Yosemite. That's far away in California, I think. They were last seen in Wyoming. They're from Florida. Like there's so many like places to search, so this narrows it down so much. And on this territory, they started searching and searching and searching. And on September 19th, like I don't know how far, not that far away from where this car was found, they found Gabby's body. And yes, it was very sad. But now that they found Gabby's body, they could focus on the suspect because now they have something to chase Brian for.
yeah.
And
Murder.
Yeah, yes.
Did they, as soon as the body got found, was it in the news?
Yes, of course.
Like on the same day?
On 19th, yeah. So everybody, like TikTok was constantly like,
Because I can imagine if you're like leading a police investigation and you have not arrested the prime suspect yet, and it's really big in the news that the body of the that the prime suspect potentially killed has been found.
Then the prime suspect knows about it, right? You
yeah,
mean, like,
then he would go
You'd
into
be like,
hiding.
oh, okay, I'll just
Then it would
hide.
be like, okay, now it's
I mean,
serious.
Yeah, but true, but I think he already is. Pretty
Yeah.
much. He knows that he has to hide anyways because he is gonna be the prime suspect anyways. But
yeah, but so first they had to find her body or her alive for
yeah.
them to then focus on Brian. But now that on the 19th, so like almost a month after she has last contacted her, or 20 days after she last contacted her parents, they could finally like focus on Brian, finding Brian, because at this point he's also missing on the loose.
Sorry.
At this point in time, what were your speculations?
Well, I think everybody knew that it was Brian. Like
Yeah.
literally, I had this bad feeling. I was so like hopeful that maybe, you know, something would happen, but nope.
Yeah, but yeah,
It
like,
would've-
who else would it have been? Like, I'm trying. Like, what else could it
Well,
have
it
been?
would have been wild if he was also killed, you know, like because he was also missing. But since all of
Mhm.
the other evidence that he went on a camping trip with his family and the body
But
cam
that was
and
after.
everything,
That was after.
so that only
that was
came out.
on the that was in September. They went on the trip in September, like after he went home in Florida. So, sorry for I'll get the timeline again, just for so 27th was when she was last seen. 30th was when she last contacted her parents.
She wasn't the
allegedly.
one who. Yeah.
I don't know if she was the one. Brian went home or arrived home on the 1st or 2nd of September in Florida with the van without Gabby. On that same week, they went on a trip with the family. And then I think the week after is when, you know, Gabby's family was very suspicious. They didn't know. They contacted the police. And then all of these information just start coming out and coming out and coming out. And everything just gets more clear and clearer. Because before that, Brian, like a lot of people said, oh, they got into an argument and he left her there and left to go home and she didn't have anything. And maybe she might be alive. But after they found her dead, and a few days later, after they found her dead, they had the autopsy done, and it turned out that it was a homicide.
And
Then everybody knew that, okay, the main suspect is Brian. It's a homicide. They have to like focus on
Can
finding
you
him.
explain the definition of homicide?
Homicide is murder.
Okay.
murder.
Yeah. It's a prettier way of saying murder.
Was it also? Could they also pinpoint when she was killed?
That's where it so
Okay.
after this is coming out, while this is coming out, the police are looking through Gabby's computer. They're looking through CCTV camera. They found out that Gabby's last update on her computer, or like any activity on her computer, was the 27th of August. So that night was the
Yeah, and
last.
since she was a content creator, she probably also like was on her computer very often, right?
Yes.
So
Yes, she was. Yeah, she
Then-
was working on her blog. She was actively working on getting famous. And after the 27th, there was no information of her. Then, as I said before, on the 28th, Brian went hiking without her.
Hasn't he hiked enough in the last weeks?
he went hiking with her body.
Yes. And
I
on,
presume.
and on the 29th, he was picked up by two people to go back to where the van was, which you guys saw in the video. That was the place where the van was left. He was going back to that place to get his fiance. Yeah. So the whole story is not adding up. He's acting weird. They later find out, like, while this investigation is going on, that on the 28th, Brian calls his mother for an hour. And right after their call, his father contacted an attorney and got them an attorney. So it's just looking very suspicious. So the more they dig into the case, it's clear and clear that Brian has something to do with Gabby's disappearance and murder. There's other key information that they found on Gabby's phone. Gabby was texting her ex-boyfriend.
Thank you. I was looking for some motive.
Yes. On the 12th of August, when Gabby was alone because they had to spend the night separately because of the police, she contacted the boyfriend, and the boyfriend spoke up after, like in an interview, where he said...
The ex-boyfriend?
The ex-boyfriend spoke out and said, yeah, she wanted to get away from him somehow. And either I think he found out that she was talking with her ex, or something went on, because on the 27th she called him again, and he didn't pick up. And he's he feels very guilty for not picking up while he was at work. because maybe that would have saved her life.
That's rough. That's rough, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm tensing up as we speak.
Yeah,
I'm
this
just like,
is-
Yes.
oh my god.
Yeah. It's
Jeez.
it's very, very suspicious. And as I said, they found CCTV footage of him on the 30th going home in the direction of Florida on like restaurant cameras. They pinpointed the van in multiple of these videos. While he was going home, Gabby's credit cards were used for gas,
Oh.
for food, and he transactioned money from her card to his. $700.
700. Okay.
That's a lot of money.
Could have been more.
It's disgusting. He's just a disgusting man. I think this is disgusting.
Yeah.
After killing someone, you go and
I mean,
what?
if you kill someone, the least you can do afterwards is get her money. That's not the worst thing he did. If he had just taken her money, that would have been not nice, but at least you don't kill a person. But yeah.
Was it all of her money, or was he just like, oh, I'm just gonna?
I don't know.
take some
They didn't say that. I just saw that there was like, there was a transaction, and that was like the main reason of why they were going after him. And then the manhunt was like the secondary reason, because they still couldn't pinpoint that he did it, but that was already something that was very suspicious, that he used Gabby's credit card. So they were going after him for that.
That is very
because that already happened. They could say, okay, you're guilty with that.
Yeah,
So
at
they
least
were going
there's
after
something
you.
to charge.
Yes, there was something to charge him for,
Yeah.
and then they could investigate more into what happened. So they were looking for Brian for months. There were tips coming from here and there, with no outcome. This was one of the biggest like manhunts in recent history. Like everybody in the local news was going on it and talking about it and trying to find out, and maybe there were people all around USA trying to find, maybe, in like McDonald's or Burger King. Oh, I saw this guy. So on TikTok it was flooded with either misinformation or
This
weird
would have been a
videos.
bad time to look like Brian.
Yeah, there were some.
He looks pretty generic, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
So
Oh.
after
Oh my God.
after months, or not months, but I think 30 days of looking for him, his parents also started helping in
Looking for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they found his car in one of the national parks nearby his house. Because there was like a ticket on it that they didn't use the car, so it was in the parking place for too long. And then they traced the car back, and it turns out that it was his car. So the parents found the car, took the car home, and then went and helped with the search there, because then they started searching in that national park area. I don't know which. It was like a swampy national park. I don't know which.
Swampy.
Swamp.
I'm just
Carlton
imagining.
Reserve. So they were researching, or they were doing, like, the police were already on that area investigating, but then they could narrow it down to, okay, it was definitely somewhere here. And literally one day after the parents found out that the car was there and it was his, they went there and found his bag near the area where his car was, and then found the body of him.
What?
So
I didn't know that he
died
died.
as well. Yeah.
He is-
What?
Okay, that's.
No,
I'm
Yes.
wondering right now if I was also like following the case live, because I don't remember
So
because this is new information to me.
it just doesn't add up.
He
The
dies.
police or like the FBI were searching for him for almost a month.
Why did his
And
parents find him?
And then his parents were the one, after one day, to
Oh,
find them?
Like, fine.
What? I'm just so confused. I don't understand. So they found his body badly decomposed. Gabby's body was not decomposed at all.
Oh.
His were just bones.
Oh my god.
The body does not decompose that fast.
No, for sure
No.
not.
That
So
would
it was
be-
just
And there was only a skull fragment. Sorry, it wasn't even his whole body. They didn't even find his whole body. It was a skull fragment and his teeth, I think.
okay. Wait. This was in a nature reserve, you said?
Yes, it was a Carlton Reserve.
So
it was a
could it
very
have-
swampy, very filled with venomous and very dangerous alligators and a lot of wildlife. So
Uh-huh.
it is a possibility. A lot of people say that because it was near a swamp, that his body was kind of like a chicken soup and just boiled up. And Sorry, that sounds
But
very
there's
graphic.
no
Sorry.
way that a swamp can like.
But it was
What
in,
if
it was in
someone-
October.
And
or
an animal
from-
didn't an animal go
Yeah,
there?
an animal just went hum hum hum. Probably that's also a
But
possibility.
how does?
It's just the whole thing is suspicious.
Your eyes are so small. It's like,
I just try
the
to
detective.
understand like how, because the only thing that was found was a fragment of his skull and some of his teeth, right?
I don't know if that's also true, but I've heard these are also theories, but we're gonna get into this really soon of what is actually going on, because there were a lot of people said that his teeth was also found, and that's how his uncle, who was a dentist, identified him. But I don't know if that is
What?
Yes, this is my nephew's.
No, they can
This
with
is
DNA
getting
they identified.
weirder
Yeah,
and
it's
weirder.
really weird. It's really I don't know if that's a true thing or not. But that's also something that's said up on the internet. While I was searching, I found that information as well, and take it as you wish with a grain of salt. But the one thing that was for sure there was the skull, and they identified it, and that was Brian's skull.
Did
So,
they find
Darks,
any other of his?
It was the skull. Yeah, and they also found his belongings, his bag. And in the bag, there was his notebook, and in the notebook, oh my God, the
diary?
a diary, yes, filled with
Yay.
saying sorry about how he ended Gabby's life, but he didn't say, like, Gabby was suffering. She was, I don't know what happened. I think she was drowning in some lake, I don't know, lake nearby. He pulled her out or something. I'm not sure about what happened there, but I think something about she was suffering. He tried to end her suffering because she wanted him to end her suffering. So
Sure.
she was killed by him because she wanted him to kill her. Huh? That was written in the notebook. That was written in there. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And it's so not sorry, but it's so narcissistic. 'Cause
Yeah.
he was like,
It's always
it
the
wasn't
fucking
me.
narcissists.
Oh, I didn't want to do it, but I had to because she was begging, and then I felt so bad, and then the whole press was coming on me, and it was so bad. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to. Now I died, and then they later found out that his death was a gunshot wound or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
From his skull.
yeah.
So he shot him.
I think he shot himself.
in
See,
the head.
guys, I knew that he could not have boiled in that
Then
swamp.
In the photo, there's the notebook.
I'm looking at a notebook. There are several misspellings,
Yeah.
which is a bit annoying to me. And also, he's using apostrophes. He's saying effect with an E, but he should be feminine.
Can I read some of the sentences out loud, maybe?
I don't know if this is the one where he speaks about him not wanting to.
If you were what does it say?
If you were reading Gab's journal, yeah.
Looking at photos from our life. Who is this directed at? I don't really.
It's just a
Anyone,
notebook.
probably to us, to everyone who was afterwards, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
To the
as well.
police, to
Flipping through old cards, you wouldn't want to live a day without her. Knowing that every day you'll wake up without her, you
you want to make up.
wouldn't want to wake up, I think.
Ah.
I'm sorry to everyone this will affect.
Mhm.
Gabby was the love of my life, but I...
No.
What does it even say?
It's no, but I know.
No,
Stored by many.
adored by
Adored,
many.
yeah.
I'm so very sorry to her family because I love them. Not
Yeah.
enough. I considered her younger siblings my best of friends.
A lot of scratch.
I'm sorry to my family. This is a shock to
Them.
Such
As
a
well-
narcissist.
Terrible. Grief. Bro can't even spell. But also the fact that they got together or they got engaged so quickly. That's usually narcissists in relationships. They go into the relationship very fast, and then I mean that's what I've heard. So.
And people say
It's a
that
red flag.
there were
What
a
is
lot
fast?
of red flags.
I mean-
normally.
I don't know, but like
What?
the fact that they got engaged after a year, they were only like 21 to no, she was like she was 22
and
years
he
old.
was 23.
Okay, so
What
they're
do you
quite
guys
young.
typically see as like a good time period to get engaged? How many?
3 at
3
least
years? Yeah.
for me. Sorry, but
It depends.
that depends very much. I just 1 year you haven't. I don't know. 1 year is like a bit.
Well, if you're
short.
that young as well, it's not. Well,
It depends on the situation.
Of course it is. It's a bit weird to me, but if it would have been the right, I'm sure there are people out there who got engaged after a year or less and they're
1
still
week.
together.
No.
And I know some people like that. And then they stayed
Yeah,
together
it
and they
is-
didn't kill each other or anything like that. So
It is quite a short time.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah. It is, but it worked for them. But also COVID happened in 2020 when they got engaged. So it was kind of, their wedding was
yeah.
kind of postponed. But they also, when they got engaged, they said already that they don't know when they're going to get married. They just wanted to, they wanted to be engaged because they knew they wanted to be together.
cute.
Even though
Until it wasn't.
until it wasn't cute, yes. So let's get into our next segment, the theories and conspiracies. What really
I love
happened?
our sound effects.
Yeah, we don't even need to edit them. Just we make
So-
them.
The theories are there.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Bum, bum, bum. So the theories are there on your guys' paper. Let's talk about the biggest conspiracy theories surrounding this case. There are many unanswered questions, and some details just don't add up. Which is also, yeah, very true. Like, things don't add up at all. Like, of course, it's kind of obvious. Did Brian's parents help him escape? I think so. Like, like the note says it all. Like, if you were to bury a person's body, I would help and come with a shovel. Burn after reading.
Nothing can separate us. Not hatred.
But I feel like if I hear what you're saying right now and if I read what's in the letter, I have not read all of it, obviously, but it also kind of sounds like Brian was refusing to let his parents help them, but that the parents still...
No, because they literally after, remember when I said Gabby's last known about were 27th. On the 28th, he talked with his mom for an hour. Then they got an attorney. So basically, he probably confessed to them that something bad happened. He needs an attorney. Then when he got home, so he headed home after that, like right after he got back to the van, he headed home. He got home and they went on a vacation, probably to discuss what the fuck they're gonna do.
True.
Because there are gonna be, like, his parents are gonna notice in the near future that she's not responding. And then, like, they were not cooperative at all during the beginning of the search. And then suddenly they decide to be very cooperative and find their own child's body one day after they start the search.
But why did she write a letter? The mother, if they were on vacation together and if they called after he...
It was found. We don't know when the letter was written. It was found while they were going through the laundry's house.
I
the
love how
police.
there's a Bible verse in there as well.
Yeah.
Romans 8:38 or something.
Yeah.
Extended version.
But
Yeah.
No comment.
It's very this is very interesting. Like especially this part, like that Brian's parents let him escape or helped him escape is just so.
But it
weird.
almost seems like they already kind of agreed that Brian
Was gonna
might
die.
potentially die.
I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
then
I
why-
think it's maybe it's just me. Maybe I am the drama. I don't know. but I don't believe that he died. His parents found him.
Think
His, like, maybe, I don't
You
know.
think he's still alive?
no.
I do.
What? Shocker.
His parents
But
have
isn't
not
there-
been sad at all.
But
Uh-huh.
hasn't the skull been DNA analyzed
I
or
don't know.
something?
Maybe
I don't know if that's
maybe,
possible.
I don't know.
But I
It's
think it
still
should be.
some.
Teeth.
Even though that feels very,
Plausible?
very plausible that it is his body, but it just seems so unreal that his parents found his body and his belongings after the police were doing research there for almost a month.
Yeah, but the parents know stuff like
I-
they probably knew
because-
something.
yeah,
Oh,
they
he will
said
be-
because that was the place where he liked to go, of course.
and the police couldn't have known
it's
that.
just but it's just so suspicious.
But I kind of feel
it's 1 mile. It was 1 mile away from his car. It's just
Uh-huh.
of course the police looked around in the mile radius that was near to the car. I don't know. It just seems
It
weird.
is weird that the.
I feel like
It is weird.
the letter also kind of seems
Which one?
staged almost from
We-
the mom.
yeah.
From the mom.
Yeah.
Because why is it still at home and why?
Oh yeah, burn after reading. It was not burned after reading. Maybe it was like, oh, burn after reading because it's really important. But then it was staged because it wasn't burned.
I don't know. I think just Brian left it there. He might have
Also-
wanted to take it with him, but
Okay.
But
Well, that's
he
stupid.
either never got the message or I don't know. But that's just a very weird one to have. Should we hop on the second theory, or do you think that you guys have any other comments about this one?
I'm
we know-
just thinking right now.
Yeah. Do we know when Brian could have possibly died?
No, but it's just very interesting that Gabby's body was not decomposed and his was, and it was just a skull fracture that they found. I don't know. It
Can
just
a
seems...
skull? Could it somehow have been the skull of another family member that had already died?
The DNA wouldn't
be-
match up that well, no?
But can they even get the DNA of a skull?
I feel like the teeth are pretty useful when you.
Maybe they just pulled out his teeth and then he went on his way to Mexico. I don't know. But we're gonna talk. That's gonna be in theory 3. So
Okay.
we're gonna discuss
can
more
move on.
about that
Okay.
later. But theory 2.
yeah.
Or do you have something to say? Sorry.
No, I think the parents were covering for their son, but that there was also a small part of it where it might have been a bit of a coincidence. Like they
Yes.
did not exert any influence in the final step, but that they did kind of find his body. But you know what? I don't know.
I agree. It just seems very suspicious. But in a way, of course, they know their son. I don't know. It's kind of like a delusion of mine that he's still alive. Of course, if evidence says that no. But yeah, it's just weird that his family was just going so hard after him. Was Gabby's social media active after her death? Gabby's last Instagram post was very strange. It had no location tag, and her normally detailed caption suddenly became short and unnatural. Could someone else have been posting to
Yes.
throw off the timeline? Her last post was the 25th, and on the 27th, she was seen on surveillance footage. So I don't know how much this could indicate that she was not posting, but at the same time, maybe it could have shown that she was in danger or she was just very stressed from Brian. I don't know. It just seems very suspicious that she was acting weird or different. I don't know if we have more to add to
Can
that.
you look up her Instagram still, or no? Is it still?
I think
out
it's still possible.
there? Okay.
So
Just curious.
let's go to the third theory, and then
Okay.
while we're going, you can still check her Instagram.
Totally. Yeah.
Did Brian Laundrie fake his own death? This is the biggest controversy or conspiracy that is on the internet. Everybody thinks that he's still alive because His remains were found suspiciously fast after weeks of intense searching, as I mentioned. Only a partial skull and the notebook were recovered, no full body. His parents never seemed emotional about his supposed death, and some believe his family had government connections that helped him disappear. And here's the kicker. There have been alleged sightings of Brian Laundrie in different states and even other countries.
Oh.
But he looks very generic, so I don't know. Could he have escaped and started a new life under a different identity?
So, you kill Gabby. You kill this gorgeous, perfect girl, and then disappear forever. You do what with your life? Why did you kill this girl and then you didn't kill someone else? Like, because if you killed because you like killing, then you would continue killing and become a serial killer. Then why
I don't think
her?
I think it was just the emotions. As
Jesus.
you guys know, there was the police stop.
Yep.
In the surveillance, they were kind of leaning towards Gabby being the aggressor. But that's so interesting when the callers who called in, because there were two callers, they both said, I think, that Gabby was being punched, so she was being abused, not the other way around. But when they got there, Brian was calmer and he was more put together. And then while Gabby was crying in the car, Brian was talking with the police officers and broing up with them and talking about, oh, my wife has anxiety as well. Like, one of the police officers said this, and just littling anxiety and saying, oh, it's so hard, right? Like, women having anxiety or something like that. It was so harmful. And everybody was just, I don't know. I feel like police officers don't have the right knowledge and right knowledge to have like in this situation. They don't have good skills to control these situations. And a lot of psychologists, after watching that 1 hour clip, said that he completely has narcissistic traits, and that if there would be any psychologist or somebody who comes along with these police officers to talk with both of the suspects in these situations, it would be so different. It would be easier for the police officers, and I think it would also be more clear for like in the long run, because if they would have stopped Brian and would have seen like the already weird things that were happening, and he was joking around, he was having a lot of fun, he was laughing and making jokes, and while Gabby was in the car crying.
Jesus fuck.
And yeah, looking back at it now that we know the outcome is very suspicious, but then they should have acted there already. It's just so sad that nothing was done, and that a girl had to die because on that day they didn't stop him. Or they didn't think that it was suspicious enough. They didn't spend enough time there. They didn't investigate. I don't know, it's just very sad. A lot of thoughts going through my head at the same time.
Yeah, it's also a bit weird that so they fight, they have an day that they don't meet because they're separated, and then they like, why would Gabby go back to him?
Because I think that's the one thing that maybe because Brian was driving the car and he saw the police, and they were in a fight, and probably already he was kind of like not physically as well, but also mentally abusing her and saying, oh, if you don't tell anything, because if you do, you're never gonna see me again. And because she loved her, even though in the weird ways of them loving each other, she still loved him. And like, I think she, in the surveillance or in the video, she also mentions she hates being alone. And I think him saying, maybe, we don't know what he said to her, but maybe him saying to her, oh, you're gonna be left alone, maybe I'm gonna be in jail, you're gonna be left alone here. She did not want that.
Jesus. Yeah.
Especially a girl who was traumatized. And maybe that's why she was kind of blaming herself, like, oh yeah, I did punch him as well. I did put a lot of stress on him. Like, this was in the video, she was kind of attacking her own self.
Yeah.
It's just so sad to see that, and of course, because of the different mental states the two were in. of course, they believed the guy because he was more happier and more like laid back and joking around and everything. And
Kind of reminds me of another case, I think, where a child was murdered, where the murderer casually walked out on the scene because he was acting so normal and nice that the police just let him go.
yeah, that's why with police, I think there should also be like psychologists or somebody who know how to
For real.
deal
Or
with
training, or like a
Yes.
guidebook,
Yes.
basics.
Yeah, also, but at the same time, like, police already has a lot of duties that they
that's
aren't
why
fulfilling sometimes. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't want to be like go in that direction, but like if they so someone cannot be a good policeman and also a good, maybe they can, but those two are a bit different. Like you have to
Different
act
areas.
in different
of
areas. So maybe it
expertise.
is nice if you have a psychologist or something. Yeah, because narcissists, especially, they can act very, very well, and then usually they are the ones who commit some kind of a
yes,
crime or
yeah.
violence. Yep.
So let's go a bit further because there are some few segments.
Mm.
I already mentioned before that she was talking with her ex before.
Bruh. Yeah.
But yeah, one of the lesser known details of the case is that Gabby reportedly reached out to her ex-boyfriend days before she disappeared. This has fueled speculation that maybe this was the reasoning why Brian decided to either he figured out or somehow it came up and
But this could have also been if he would have said, like, if you tell anything, you're gonna be left alone. And then she called the ex-boyfriend as a backup, and then she was like, I'm
yeah,
not
so
gonna be
maybe he
alone."
found out on the 27th and that got into
then
they
just-
got into such a huge fight, like with the emotions. Yeah.
I can imagine that they got into a fight, and then eventually she had she
Yeah.
slipped on her
I
words
think-
and said, I do have some. I can just
Yeah,
speak
I
to
can
my
just.
ex-boyfriend
And then
or
how was
something."
she killed? Do we know, like, the autopsy?
Strangulation.
Strangulation.
And blunt force to, I don't know.
Yeah, and so
and
she fell
strangulation.
down. Probably.
We
or-
don't know. I just know that she was in her sweater, like she was on her side, and that's how they found her. I don't know. I think this is the most like the theory for. Sorry, this was theory for his ex-boyfriend kind of fueled this whole situation.
Yeah.
I think that's the most possible, but also they were already so intense with each other with physical abuse. There should have been either some kind of charge, went back to the police thing, because
Yeah.
that could have really changed the outcome of this whole situation if there would have been something done there.
But isn't that kind of odd? You get 2 reports about a woman being quite intensely beaten assaulted by a man, and then you pull them over, you have a talk for 1.5 hours, you decide the men, you separate the two for a day, and then what? Like,
And then just do what you want, guys.
But is
I
there
think
any-
that's in a protocol.
Probably,
isn't
yeah.
there any other action that they could have taken or given an option to Gabby, except
Either they take her into custody if Brian says, okay, I want to push charges, because there were some scratch marks on his face. That's why they oh yeah, Gabby's the main aggressor, and Gabby only had scratch marks here and here, but that was only visible, I think, later. Because in the video, I didn't really see her scratch marks there or bruises.
yeah, you can see some on the picture.
On the picture,
Yeah.
yeah, but on the video, I don't think it's that noticeable. But maybe it's just the quality of the video. I don't know. It's just I think, a huge learning curve for the police department, especially in America, and I don't know, everywhere, that they should not take these cases lightly. And then that's where we're gonna get into the aftermath segment of our case file. So, in the end, Gabby Petito's case highlighted major issues: the mishandling of domestic violence reports, the power of social media in solving crimes, and the way some families protect criminals instead of seeking justice. This case also raises a bigger question: how many other women could be saved if police and society took domestic violence more seriously. Yeah. It's very sad. There's one photo on the end that's the whole family of Gabby is like talking and making awareness.
It's almost eerie how like I don't know if it's the mom, but how kind of alike she looks.
Wait,
look
I'll tell
alike.
you who is. On the left is Gabby's stepmom. On the right of that, the blue shirted guy, the very tall one, that's his father, her biological father. The person talking is her mother, and on the far right, in like the pinkish shirt, that's his stepfather. Her stepfather. Why do I keep saying his?
Actually,
Her
it looks
stepfather.
a bit like the blouse you're wearing, Louisa.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Are you
It looks
the
exactly...
stepfather?
My father had one of these as well.
Yeah,
And I took it from him.
It's a dad thing.
And so that... I'm a father. I am looking at her
Are you?
Instagram.
Are you daddy?
I'm daddy. So I am looking at her Instagram. I think I'd really recommend looking through it for everyone.
Yeah, I think we can
Can I have a
screen
look?
record.
Yeah.
I think we can
Yeah.
screen record a little bit and
I'm
put
trying
it
to
in
figure
for
out
them.
from where he was the one who was posting.
No, I think that's just a speculation that maybe it had to do with her posting weirdly.
Yeah, that's why I'm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Like, is it really because for example, her very recent post literally says "Happy Halloween" and it's like August.
That's a thing they do in America. Whenever it starts being like becoming closer to fall, I think that I heard it in like one of the interviews or like a podcast that was on Gabby Petito. To get more information, I was looking at these things. There was one person who said that this is kind of a normal thing that people in specific areas of America do. That they say Happy Halloween because it's already fall. And
I think it was August in that picture, but
yeah,
okay.
but it's like a thing like it's getting closer
I
to fall.
hate that. I cannot accept that.
It's a
That is
cultural
so
difference.
Stupid. There's
Yeah.
a lot. Okay, no, but thank you for explaining. Sorry, thank you for explaining because I
Okay.
just got really mad about that. I don't know why, but this makes me so mad. Why would you post about Halloween when it's
You were singing a
August?
Christmas song just now in the studio.
Okay, that's true.
Jingle bell, jingle. I saw you. I
You're
heard
right.
you.
You're right. She's
This
exposing me.
her Instagram post, especially the Happy Halloween one, almost makes me feel like sick.
Yeah.
Because
It's very
she looks
eerie.
She looks so kind and like happy
And the videos as well that they were presented.
enjoying
Yeah, she
her
was
life.
such a girl full of life and just hopeless romantic. And it's just sad that she lost her life at the same age as I am right now. Just very scary. I think she was younger because I am already turning 23 soon. I don't know. It's just very eerie that these things happen to people. And especially, like, sorry, there's one thing that I also wanted to say. Sorry, back to the police.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him.
He
The-
looks kind of different from like
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
this is why very interesting to have sunglasses on. It just
and the beard.
and the beard as
yeah,
well,
it
but
changes so much.
eyes are so important.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, like in the picture with the beard, he looks like he's like 40.
Yeah.
But here he looks
He
like
looks like 19.
Yeah.
he looks more like a normal person to me.
That's also weird. Yeah, because
But oh my
in
god,
his eyes you can't see that he killed
Yeah.
her girlfriend, his girlfriend.
You
But
think
wait.
so? Which eyes? His sunglasses.
Yeah, not there, but on the post. You wouldn't assume that from him.
No,
the way
you
he
wouldn't.
looks.
I don't
wouldn't.
think,
I wouldn't.
no.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you. I was already like, how are you
Yeah,
seeing
no,
that?
I'm not seeing
No.
it.
because
That's
he
my
looks
problem.
quite
That's a
like
problem.
kind too. But
He
oh my
looks
god.
quite kind. But there's something eerie.
Yeah.
I think that when in the early September when the video came out about the police body cam footage, there was this one thing that people started saying like, oh, it was more dangerous for her to stay in the van alone than to like, you know, stay with Brian. And then
Why?
well, because she's alone and whatever happens, you know, to a girl alone who's camping, it's scary, whatever.
True,
But then the main, the person who was sent away from her was the one who actually killed her. So it
Yeah.
was better for her that she, like, you know, it's just so A lot of people are like,
What's
oh, it's
more
so
dangerous
sad. Why
here?
No, it was like, why not send her to the hotel?
Oh.
And why let her stay in the van alone?
That is weird because they thought she was the abuser still. Yeah, that's why.
So yes, well, I think we should conclude this whole thing and then talk a little bit more about the question. I don't know which one of you said. I think
You don't even remember.
I think
It was me, yeah.
It was you, and then we'll wrap up the whole thing. So, in conclusion, what do you think?
In conclusion. No, sorry.
So, was Brian Laundrie's death the final chapter in this case, or is there more that we don't know?
Well, there definitely is more that we don't know.
Yeah, but is there
of course.
gonna be more?
Yeah. Do you believe his parents played a role in helping him escape?
Yes.
Let me know your thoughts. Reach out on our social media or on our YouTube. And remember, if you or someone you know is in an unsafe relationship, please seek help because this can change your life. And also, fun fact to note, Gabby's family made a foundation, a Gabby Petito Foundation, that has helped many people with bad relationships since her death.
That's so nice.
So, yeah, don't forget to seek out or seek help if needed or get away from bad relationships because it starts with being kind of narcissistic and abusive, and then it goes deeper and deeper and you can't get out of it. And when you want to get out of it, maybe that's when the bomb explodes and things happen. So stay safe when dating. Men can be dangerous, also women as well, but mainly men. Watch out. And let's get on our last.
Yeah, I think the conclusion is to just not date ever.
Don't date, guys.
I'm doing well,
Don't
guys.
date.
Yes.
I'm not doing good. I'm in a
Yeah,
relationship.
you should just break up with break up with your boyfriend. No, that's with girl. Yeah.
No, I don't want to break up with my boyfriend. Thank you very
don't.
much.
Yeah, sorry. But we'll look out for you if you go on a road trip in the US with him.
I trust him though.
No, that yeah. Now I am.
Everyone trusts
Honestly, now-
everyone. I'm reading a book right now. It says to not trust anyone.
I
No
trust
one can be
myself.
trusted.
Oh, okay, that's important. So you understand. You know when you should leave a situation.
But
like-
Yes.
for example, in a situation like Gabby's,
I
It
would
was
not.
so-
do you
such a
think she
roller
trusted
coaster.
herself?
No, because
But
she had mental health issues, didn't she?
yes,
already?
but I didn't really talk about much about Brian's and Gabby's relationship. I'm sorry, I keep adding extra stuff because there's so much things.
Lot of
This
layers.
reminds me of my Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, because there's so many
episode.
things to
It's insane, right?
conclude. Yes, their relationship was really rocky. They broke up several times. It was an on and off relationship. They were in Hungarian. There's a saying called "Seveled Senélküled." It's you can't be with them, but you can't be without them. That's the saying.
It's a really good. I do like that saying
Because it does say a lot, and it was a relationship like that. So when they got engaged, and then apparently his mom also said that. Her mom also said that they dropped the engagement, and with that, they went on this adventure to kind of be happy again. Didn't work
jokes
out.
on you.
Wait,
yeah.
so they didn't even get married in the end?
No.
No, they were
Well, they
just-
died. No, they were just engaged.
They're
They're
dead
both
now?
dead.
Or are they? That's the question. But I do believe.
Well, I believe Gabby is dead, but
you never know. Yeah, she is. But for
Yeah.
I think the dude is dead.
But
I would say
I think my
Brian is dead.
rational brain is saying that he is dead, but my non-rational
your heart
part,
says
my
he's
heart
not
says that
dead.
he's not.
And what
My
did
brain is being torn into thousands of different parts, and each part says a different thing.
Oh, that's
It's
also
like-
fun.
One part says, yeah, he died. He got eaten by coyotes or something. Another part says, he,
I think that's your one brain cell, and that's it. He's dead. She dead. That's it. But also, what?
No,
Sorry. The parents. Did the parents of Brian say anything afterwards? Like, oh, he dead.
Nope. They were I think almost always media silent because of the Fifth Amendment.
Just like Patricia Newcomb, the best friend of Marilyn Monroe,
Yeah, because
also remained
Yeah.
silent.
But it is a choice to have, and if that's the route they want to go on, then you can't really
You have the
change.
right.
Yeah, they have the right to, and that's something that they decided. Well, that's what they decided to do. So
Now, I'm curious. No, first let's hear Louisa's conclusion.
Okay,
she was like, "Oh,
Looking around.
someone help me.
is Brian here?
Oh my god.
I hope not.
I really hope not.
Peekaboo, I see you."
It's dark outside now too. I'm supposed to get home.
How are we
with
gonna
this.
get home after this?
And you just see Brian like biking behind you.
Dude,
Brian, is that you?
I will
Pookie,
kill
is
that,
that
man.
you?
Guys, now I'm gonna
Sorry.
sleep horribly. I will be scared.
I
if it comes
was,
to
I
my-
was, I was doing the research. Imagine how I slept.
Okay, so because
Sorry.
of this, I really, really hope he's dead. I think he is. He's also.
He doesn't deserve to be dead, though. Why would he get the easy way out? Sorry.
I mean, he
Fuck
still had
him.
to
Well, if
probably
he
kill
did
himself. That's
die-
pretty sad.
If he did
No.
die,
Not
I
sad,
feel like
deserved
he
it.
Oh,
died in a quite horrible way. If only his skull.
No, but he was shot in the head, so that was an
right.
easy way.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was an easy way out.
Is it
But
two
killing
thirds?
yourself still.
Dude he didn't go up to her parents and said sorry. He just went away. He
wrote
escaped.
a beautiful note.
Oh, shut up.
Oh no, I'm becoming
This is reminding me of
That's-
Stevie Cooper. Oh no,
Yeah.
he jumped out of a plane.
Because, yeah, why
Last
are you
episode
so
reference.
Empathetic
First episode.
with the person.
Empathic.
Empathetic.
I know.
Empathetic with the abuser.
I don't want to, but
You gotta be the devil's advocate.
exactly. No.
I don't believe it.
Maybe he could have just said. No, he said, "I'm sorry."
Is there more?
He said sorry. That's good.
Is there more than this page?
Yes, that's why I wanted to say that there's 7 other pages. That's just one page of it.
Right.
Yeah.
But but was it confirmed that he had a gunshot in his skull, or is that a conspiracy?
I think that is take it with a grain of salt. I don't remember. I think it is, but I can check.
Because
Oh,
if it
shit.
isn't, I feel like he died in a quite gruesome way. If only the bones of his skull and his teeth
No,
got
there are
left.
alligators nearby,
Yeah,
so it's not like.
the-
But he didn't die because of that. He was already dead and probably.
Yeah. He shot himself. The alligators found him. He was really nice. At least he shot himself in the swamp so that alligators could have some food. So nice of you, Brian. And then,
So nice of you, Brian.
and then, I think maybe he also. Why would that be the easy way out? Is it better to live? Yeah.
Yeah, he died from a gunshot.
Yep.
CNN fiance, yeah, died from a gunshot.
Yep. So
Sorry.
basically, yeah, he killed himself.
Suicide.
He couldn't live. He couldn't live with that, and that's.
It's so bull poop.
I
Wait.
think that the system was tricked. I don't know why, but in the end, I also believe that he died. So it's like I don't know which one I want to believe.
But why would you like the fact that he's still alive, and he's like suffering or?
No, because he didn't have the guts to fucking kill himself.
It scares the.
Because he's a
the-
narcissistic bitch. Sorry,
is-
but
that
he.
is-
I think
yeah.
I think his self, like, I don't know. I just feel like he
Yeah, he loves
didn't.
himself too much. To
Yes,
kill
to
himself.
do that, and he was like, okay, I'll much rather just grow a beard and get a hair transplant and maybe get a rhinoplasty and become a different person than to actually go on with it and kill himself. I
Yeah.
just believe his level, especially his level of delusion in the letter that he wrote in his notebook, like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not want to kill her. She wanted me to kill her.
That's crazy.
Dude, come on. Like, stop the bullshit. Like, don't. It's
Hmm.
disgusting.
My conclusion,
Oh.
I think, would be okay. I think he did die. I
Yes.
think.
Yes, detective, go on.
But I think he did die. His parents did help him. But in a way, I think his parents did try to prevent him from killing himself. But that they eventually found that because they went on a holiday, and the mother also wrote a note that they kind of found some kind of peace in it, because since they also found the body and they didn't really seem to show any emotion about his supposed death, I feel like some part of it they already knew that it was planned. They planned it together, his death as well. Yeah. Is there any more I can say? I think we're I'm just terrified that there's men like this out there.
There are.
Scares,
mostly in the US, surprisingly.
It scares the poop out of me.
But
no, it really scares me.
You both concluded your guys'. I don't know what I think. I have my feelings all over the place, so I don't know if I can like give a valid conclusion about the whole situation, because I don't know what to think. I think it was an easy way out. If he killed himself, if it was staged, then it was very brilliant but very like disgusting at the same time. Yeah, I think it was sad that this happened to a girl that had so much potential and that wanted to achieve her goals, and then he was kind of in the way of that.
What kind of also scares me the most, people have often described me as like bubbly and exciting and outgoing,
Yeah.
And I also kind of want to travel sometime.
Oh.
Yeah, you just have to have
I would love
trusting
to travel with
partner.
a partner,
Yeah, and
but then I see this and
I
I'm
don't
like,
think you would be this.
holy moly.
No, because she was warned by her best friends that it would not be the best. Her parents had a bad feeling of him in general.
Did they?
So, yeah. Of course they did.
Interesting.
So that just
Yeah.
listen to your instincts and to your families and
family. If
friends'
your family
instincts.
is off about your relationship, try to step back a little bit and think it through.
But
Advice for younger kids.
what also like would set her apart from me is that would not be afraid to be alone. So
that's very important. Also,
and
yeah.
I would hopefully probably also have enough respect for myself
yeah.
to be like, no, I'm
No.
stepping out of this.
Exactly, like I'm being hit
Yeah, but I
and
think
abused.
she was also trying to, but she was so scared of getting more abused or also being alone that she
Yeah.
stayed in there. A lot
Yeah,
of
in the
times-
end, if you're like in the situation yourself,
That's
you
different.
often handle
Yeah,
differently.
we can be so smart from the outside.
Yeah, like right
but
now sitting in this
Yeah.
beautiful studio and just like, oh, it's all good.
being there when this is all going down, I
Love,
don't know if I
being
could.
in love is also
yeah.
hard.
I cannot even like fully comprehend what that would be like. I feel like it would be so traumatic. I never even yeah. I would just have an error, breakdown, and then I don't know if I would be myself.
I just feel so sorry for her. But the question that we wanted to talk about,
Yeah,
what would happen if your
child.
would do this? As you know, how would you act? Would you act?
In this
Would you still
situation,
love them?
Would you still love them? Or would you
for
go
me-
beyond?
if it's for self-defense,
That's different, yeah. For me, I think of it this way. If my mother killed someone, because that's someone I already know is an existing human being, so of course I can't connect emotionally to a child that hasn't been born yet. So I think of my mother. If she killed someone, I'd be like, she must have done it for a reason. But at the same time, because I know my mother isn't a narcissist, isn't a crazy person, if my child turned out to be like a psychopath, I would be like, I don't know if I could love them.
yeah, I would have a very deep talk with my family member. It's like assuming the same position as
Mhm.
you, not because I don't have a child.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, I don't know
Anyways.
if but
I would be scared that they kill me as well. in a situation.
True.
Like if you can kill someone because you got mad at them and you were in the
But
heat.
that's why I would want to hear them out properly first. Like, what was your train of thought? And even then,
if there was a thought there.
even then, I would still be skeptical because if you kill someone, that's already like kind of a huge secret. So, which means that you could also like twist some facts and like you're capable of doing an act that horrendous. I definitely would probably also seek out medical professional help, see if that, because I don't know if I could ever trust them after that, because killing someone is like, seriously, life is such an abstract thing and you just take it from someone.
Yeah.
That just terrifies me that you could even do that. So if I knew anyone that killed someone, except for if it was really self-defense, or sometimes there's also other context that kind of justifies it, I would probably not be able to fully trust them again, and I would probably still love them in a certain way, because, you know,
Love.
they are your family,
Yeah.
and that stays the same.
Yeah.
And the memories you had with them before you knew they killed someone, those were valid. You were happy in those moments. So in a way, yes, love changes, but some love also stays, I would say.
Good. Okay, good answer.
I think that was a perfect answer. I don't know what I would do though. I don't know. I don't know if I could, because I haven't been in a situation. I don't know if
Luckily.
Yeah.
I don't have kids yet. I really hope that I'm going to be a good enough parent for them not to do stuff like that. I know a lot of
Sometimes
the times it's
Ooh,
not.
you might also like blame yourself. Of course, I have not
would
even thought
definitely
about
blame
that.
myself. But if you see traits in your kid that is very weird and odd, take them to a doctor, because you can potentially save somebody's life.
There was recently a case in the Netherlands of two 13-year-olds. Have you
No.
heard about it?
No.
Well, maybe you can cover it later for us.
No, I don't think it's extensive enough yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, was
It's
that
like literally this
recent?
week.
Wow.
the
Maybe we
heck?
can just go on a.
And we could have
Fields.
like an extra
It
episode.
scares me so much. 13 years old.
Jesus.
Killer.
Recent.
13 years old killed someone.
The video games. That's what they do to the children.
That is.
Sometimes, but
I do
Do you
believe.
want to know like a short recap? So that is someone's child, actually.
Yeah.
All of
I
them.
mean,
all of them.
Everyone is
somebody's-
someone's child.
Yeah, okay, but like, so your child is 13 years old. He meets up with we don't know if it was a friend. He meets up with another 13-year-old, and disclaimer, little triggering, he stabs him to death.
That's scary though. Sorry, not sorry, but that's scary. The stabbing part is the most.
It's kind of real physical.
Yes, because if you shoot
Action.
someone,
That's just-
okay, that's farther away and kind of separate.
Instant.
Yes, and it's
Yeah, it can be
separating
1
yourself from
second
the
of-
victim. Yes, but stabbing, that just terrifies me that somebody could actually do that without like getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. No.
It is one of the worst ways to kill someone.
Yeah. Ugh.
There's probably worse ones, torturing and stuff, but.
But also, like, the way Gabby got killed, strangled.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but you kind of lose consciousness and then die.
But if
Yeah,
you're
I don't wanna choke,
the
though.
strangler,
Yeah.
That means
yeah.
you really have
I
to
feel
use
like
a lot of
strangling-
power.
Yeah,
for
but
it.
guys do tend to have more power
That's
than
the
girls
problem,
in
yeah,
that
that's
case.
why
And if you
usually-
saw Gabby, she was just a little twig.
Yeah.
Sorry.
not twig again.
Sorry. She was very thin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was easy.
Yeah, that's disgusting. A human can do such bad things. But
Yeah, it's crazy. Just with your bare hands.
let's kind of wrap it up because I think we're getting very, very, very
Off topic a bit.
off topic, but that's fine because that's why we're here to talk and chat and
I'm very I really like your guys' perspectives though.
oh,
Like
Same.
I was
Podcast buddies.
podcast buddies. But
Sorry.
thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's Mystery Unsolved. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because we
Ding.
post every 2 weeks.
Yep.
On Thursday, and leave a comment on maybe who you guys want to hear us talk about, and don't forget that the truth is always out there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Truths untold.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Mwah.